Before we start today's show, we want to congratulate two of the other MJBulls podcasts on their 1-year anniversary. Over the last 12 months, Hemp Barons and the Deadhead Cannabis Show have established themselves as premier cannabis podcasts, and we're proud that Larry Michigan and Jim Marty, the host of the Deadhead Cannabis Show, and Joey Beckerman, the host of Hemp Barons, trusted MJBulls to produce their shows and look forward to another great year. If you're not already listening, check out Hemp Barons and the Deadhead Cannabis Show at MJBulls.com, iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you're listening now.
They wanted to go into that state. If they liked that deal before, well, you're going to love that deal now if that deal's still on the table. And in general, these deals are only going to get better if you are an investor in the markets. We picked up a deal for 2 dispensaries that were at a higher price and now are at a lower price.
Today on Raising Cannabis Capital, we have another special report on uncovering cannabis opportunities created by the coronavirus. And joining me to talk about cultivation in Nevada is Michael Sassano from Solaris Farms. Michael, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Good to be on.
Well, I appreciate you taking time out to speak with us today. Solaris Farms is a large-scale industrial greenhouse cultivator, and you're located in the heart of Las Vegas. So you're the perfect person to talk about how the virus is impacting the cultivation sector in Nevada. I guess to start, can you kind of give us an overview of your market? Roughly, what were your pre-corona numbers? Like, how much were you producing? Like, just give us an idea where the baseline was.
Well, as far as Solaris Farms, we're in a perpetual rotation. We harvest pre and post coronavirus between 200 to 400 pounds dry every single 2.5 weeks. So we pull down a 4,000 square foot bay with over 1,000 plants every 2.5 weeks here. And that hasn't stopped post coronavirus.
Yeah, good. I mean, that's encouraging because, you hear a lot of the sky is falling mentality in other sectors. And everybody that we're talking to in this industry, we're not seeing that. I know things are changing hourly, and we're recording this episode just so our listeners know on March 24th. So things may change, but as of today, how has the virus impacted things?
Well, in Nevada, the cannabis industry was deemed essential. So we are here to get the medicine out to the patients, get the product to the customers. We have had impacts to how the dispensaries are run, no crowds. People weren't exactly adhering to that. So they had to stop in-store visits. We have a robust delivery economy here. Ultimately, it kicked into deliveries, and there's a 2.5-hour wait or lag time just to get through the delivery stage.
I mean, that's encouraging. It's too bad that we had to make that changes with the dispensaries. What changes are you doing internally within your company? I mean, you have to be concerned about employees, and you have to be concerned about, there's probably a lot of adjustments that you've made.
Well, the employees are our first concern and their safety. We implemented procedures to check temperature before people walk into the door. If somebody should be sick, we ask them to stay away from 7 to 14 days unless they get a note from a doctor or CVS. CVS has been very good at giving tests to people. We had 3 guys tested just in case. Also, internally, we keep everybody with a nice distance, and for cleaning protocols, have been heightened, even though we are a antibacterial zone. I mean, we're fighting things like aspergillus that is naturally in the air in quantity coming into the facility. So clearly fighting an obscure virus that may come in on people or clothes is just a little extra care that we have to put in.
I think those are all necessary. I mean, you want to make sure that your employees are safe and feel confident when they come to work. You have some ideas as far as crop rotation in case you need to slow down productivity or make some adjustments. Maybe you can give us an idea, strategies, if you have to make any adjustments in your business model.
Well, I mean, initially I had proposed to investors in the Solaris Farm board to slow things out, pull a crop out of rotation rather than doing 2 harvests going forward a month. We would end up doing 1 harvest a month. And, in there could rotate in some new genetics we always wanted to rotate, but we never had the time to do. But as far as our decision recently went, we've decided to keep on with where we're at and accumulate any unsold product as inventory and wait for better times. What we initially started to prepare for and where we ended up actually is no change.
That is so encouraging. Again, like I said, with all the negative that you're hearing, it's great to hear that things haven't really changed and you're moving forward just like you were before. Under that same heading, crises do create opportunities. And within the cannabis cultivation sector, would you see any opportunities that might be materializing from this crisis?
Well, people were looking for money before, and now that money has stopped, stronger groups with better cash positions, if they wanted to go into that state, if they liked that deal before, well, you're going to love that deal now if that deal's still on the table. And in general, these deals are only going to get better if you are an investor in the markets. We picked up a deal for 2 dispensaries that were at a higher price and now are at a lower price.
Today's show was made possible by the generous support of our sponsors, like Senshin Pixel, the cannabis and CBD hemp industry's leading marketing and design agency. For over 3 years, cannabis and CBD hemp companies have trusted Senshin Pixel with all their social media management, influencer marketing, print, packaging, and web design, blog, and SEO needs. Go to ascensionpixel.com or click on the link in the show notes to learn how Senshin Pixel's hireable, all-in-one marketing and design department can amplify your company's communication. The name of the show is Raising Cannabis Capital. Do you plan to be raising capital in the future to maybe take advantage of some of these opportunities?
As of this morning, we sent out over 128 different emails alerting people to where our stance is. And we've had multiple calls with investors and investor groups, people that we've been looking to expand with. And ultimately, instead of doing expansion right now, we've pivoted to we're buying up a few projects right now. Just in the last week, we put out 2 LOIs on 2 different possibilities. So for sure, we've kind of pivoted to the buy scenario rather than why expand out right now when we'll use that capital to pick up a asset that's cash flowing.
Wow. Well, that's good news. And we'll have all of Michael's information and Solaris Farms information in the show notes and on the MJBulls.com website. So if anybody wants to circle around or any investors that are listening and want to talk to him further about this, just reach out to him directly. Michael, thanks for being on the show today.
Yeah, big pleasure, and thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
I'm Joy Beckerman, and I'd like to invite you to join me with my hemp industry leading guests on Hemp Baron. During my over quarter century at the forefront of the hemp movement and emerging hemp economy, I've had the privilege of working with many of the world's most dynamic, innovative, trailblazing hemp pioneers. And now, every week, I have the honor of speaking with them and sharing their stories with you on Hemp Baron. You can download the latest episode every Wednesday at MJBulls.com or from wherever you listen to podcasts.